Good afternoon, ladies and gents. We are going to continue with, today we're going to continue with a paper 2 from 2003. And, I told you to subscribe to the channel and you might be interested in for a little surprise. So this will be the paper that we will do on Friday. If you look at the video before the time, good for you. Okay, so first of all, we have to write in order of size from smallest first. So when I have these values in front of me, the best is to first rewrite them or tap them into your calculator, find what is the decimal value. So a 0.0510, that one is already in decimal form, so 0.049 and 0.05. Now we look at what would be the smallest possible value. That is easy. That's number one. I look at the zeros, then I look at the second lots of zeros. That is 5, that's 4, that's 5, so 4 is before 5. Then I look at the second digits. Well, there's a 0 technically, and there's a 1. So 0 is before 1, so that would be number 2, and that would be number 3. Now, write the original value down. So it would be 0.049, and that's on the dotted lines. Number 2 is the 5%. And number 3 is the 5 over 98. And we are done. 1 mark. In this paper it was with 2 marks. I should say this is a 1 mark question. Okay. Question 2 says the graph below can be used to convert between euros and pounds. So I'm going to show you the graph. It's not very clear on the paper like that. But here we have pounds and there we have euros. So my first question is to change 5 pounds into euros. So 5 pounds, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds into euros. Run across there to the line. Where the line and the curve meets, that's where the value would be. And if I look at that, it seems like it is a straight 8. Is that what you get? 8. 5 pounds into euros. 5 pounds into euros. So there, 8. So it would be 8 euros. So 5 pounds would be equal to 8 euros. So my answer would be 8 euros. The next question relies on this information here at the top. So that was 1 and 2. So they say now 90 pounds, 90 euros must be converted to pounds. Now this is my unit converter. So 5 pounds, 8 euros. Okay, I have to convert this into pounds, so I've got to make sure that, I need a 1 pound here in my numerator, so that means that I will have to divide by 5 in the numerator and the denominator, so that will give me 1 pound, and then euros, we can just do that 8 over 5 here. Okay, we'll simplify it just now. Now this is the unit converter that I need to use, so times 1 pound over euros 8 over 5. I tap that into my calculator. Let's quickly have a look at that. So 90 times 8 times, divided actually, times 1 over 8 over 5. Sorry about that, my fingers is a little bit slow, and that would give us 56.25. Okay, 56.25, and that would be in terms of pounds. Okay, good. So let's go on. That was question 1 and question 2. Let's move on to question 3. The top speed of a car is 54 meters per second. 54 meters per second. Change the speed into kilometers per hour. We want it in terms of kilometers per hour. So what do we know? We've got to use some unit converters to change this meters per second to kilometers per hour. So 54 meters per second. We're going to look at seconds first. So I will have to multiply that with 60 seconds is 1 minute times 1 minute, 60 minutes is 1 hour. Okay, so minutes and minutes can cancel out, seconds and seconds can cancel out, and I'll be left with hours in my denominator. That part of my equation is done. So I still need to change the meters to kilometers, and I know that 1 kilometer is the same thing as 1,000 meters. Now meters and meters can cancel out. I can tap that whole thing in my calculator, and that would give me 194.4 kilometers per hour. And we're done with question 3. Okay, question 4 asks us, that's as part of a vector question. A is 2, -3, and B is 5, -1. And then they ask us find 3a minus 2b. Okay, so that means I have to multiply a with a scalar 3. So 2, -3. And I have to multiply the vector b with a scalar 2. So 5, -1. Let me just move it up slightly. Okay, so 3 times 2 would give us 6, plus -9, minus that would give us 10, and that would give us -2. Now let's do the actual arithmetic there. 6 minus 10 would give us -4, -9 plus 2 would give us -7, and that would be the answer. Good, so that was question up to the first page done. Let's move on to question 5. The ratio of teachers, male students and female students in a school is 2:17:18. The total number of students is 665. Find the number of teachers. Okay, so the total number of students is 665. So the total would give me 2 plus 17 plus 18. That is 37. Okay, so out of that, it is then 17 plus 18 over 37 of a number. The total number of people equals 665. Okay, now let's see if we can simplify that and find the number of people. Okay, so let's quickly do that. 17 plus 18 equals 35 out of 37, 665. Then n would be 665 times 37 over 35, and that would give us 703. So the total number of people would be 703. So that all the students, the total number of students is 665. So all the students, the total number of people working at the school minus all the students should give us the teachers. So 703 minus 665, and that should give us the teachers. Minus 665, 38. Okay, So there were 38 teachers at the school, working at the school. Okay, question 6. Let's go on. A rectangular field is 18 meters long and 12 meters wide. Both measurements are correct to the nearest meter. Okay, so correct to the nearest meter tells me, well, there might be an upper bound and a lower bound. Work out exactly the smallest possible area of a field. Okay, so we know the area of a field is length times width, but we also know that before we can actually calculate length times width, we've got to find the upper bound and lower bound of each of these sides. So 18, my lower bound would be 17.5, correct to the nearest meter. Upper bound would be 18.5. Now the same thing for 12. That gives us 11.5, the lower bound. Then the upper bound would be 12.5. So the area would be length times width, and we have the lower bound times the lower bound. So 17.5 times 11.5, and if I put that into my calculator, I should get 201.25, and that's the answer for question 6. Okay. Question 7 is an interesting one because it's an inequality, and they say solve this inequality: 2x negative 5 and then 7. Okay, so the way to do this is to separate these into two different little equations. So we'll separate it like that and like that. So we'll have 3 is smaller than 2x negative 5, and then use that 2x negative 5 is smaller than 7. Okay, now let's just solve for x. So plus 5 on both sides, so that would give us 8, and 2x divided by 2 on both sides, so x must be greater than 4. Okay, and on this side the same thing, plus 5, so I'll be left with 2x is smaller than 12, and divide by 2 on both sides, so x must be smaller than 6. Okay, now we just use a number line and think about it logically. Here's 4, there is 6, it's both open circles, and it says x is larger than 4 towards that side, x is smaller than 6 towards that side, and that would be my solution. And how do I actually write it? I write the x in the middle and 4 and 6 on both sides. Okay, that was question 7, and I think we need to have a pause here, and I will continue with question 8 on the next video.